The devil has no authority over God's people. He is actually given permission to act upon this earth. So I feel like with everything that's happening, we're still God's people.
Most people only heard Lindani Myene's name after he died. Suddenly, his story was everywhere. Television interviews, newspaper headlines, and even social media debates across the globe. People who had never met him were trying to understand what happened on a street of Hawaii. But long before that, long before the investigations, the court cases, long before people started debating the final hour of his life, he was simply a young man from Esikhaweni. This is the story of Lindani Myene. Let's get into it. Lindani Myene's story starts in Esikhaweni, a township of Empangeni in the north coast of KZN. Esikhaweni is also known as Esikhaleni, so depending on who you are speaking to, it might be referred to as either Esikhaleni or Esikhaweni. Lindani is described by those who knew him as a gentle giant, the type of person that always seemed to have time for people and who made lots of friends everywhere that he went. And that is the version of him that people who loved him still remember, not the man who made international headlines. He was a husband, a father, and a rugby player, and only 29 years old at the time of his death. Growing up, like many boys his age, Lindani loved sport. But while many of his friends were chasing a soccer ball, he found himself drawn to rugby. At first, it was simply a game. Then it became something more, because rugby started opening doors for him beyond Esikhaweni, beyond Empangeni, and eventually leading him to the big city, to Durban. For a young man growing up where Lindani had grown up, those opportunities mattered a lot. It showed him that life could be bigger than the place where it started. And over the years, rugby would take him to different teams and different opportunities. He joined Jaguars Rugby Club in Durban in 2014 and later played professionally, joining Border Bulldogs. Like countless rugby players, Lindani absorbed his share of knocks and injuries along the way. At the time, nobody thought much about it. It was simply part of the game of rugby. Away from the field, Lindani was building a very different life. He trained as an engineer while also playing rugby, and he even worked as a mechanical fitter. There was another side of him that surprised many people after his death. In 2013, he auditioned for South African Idols. The rugby player could sing. The engineer was not afraid of a stage. He even scored himself a golden ticket and moved to the next stage before he was eventually eliminated.
Baby, since the day you came into my life, you made me realize that we were born to fly. You showed me every day new possibilities. You proved my fantasies and love the way we be. So we'll go to a place only lovers go, to a spot that we never know. To the top of the clouds we flow, fly away. Oh, this feels so crazy.
Then, in 2016, something happened that would change the direction of his life completely. A young American woman named Lindsay arrived in Durban. She was taking part in a Christian missionary program known as the World Race. And Durban wasn't supposed to be a major stop on her journey, but something unexpected happened in her life, which led to her staying longer in South Africa. And it was during this unexpected stay that she met Lindani, and according to her, what started as a simple conversation between two people from two different cultures led to more and more conversations as the two of them found themselves drawn to each other, learning about each other's lives and sharing stories. Before long, a connection started to grow and their relationship continued long after Lindsay left South Africa. The distance, the different cultures, and an ocean between them did not matter, did not interfere with their connection. 18 months later, the two of them got married. Lindani was 25 years old when they got married. And suddenly, two people from two very different worlds were building a life together in South Africa. The years that followed brought new responsibilities, opportunities, challenges, and eventually two beautiful children. Friends say that becoming a father changed him. Conversations that once revolved around rugby increasingly revolved around family, his children, and the life that he wanted to build for them. Then came another major decision. In 2020, Lindani and Lindsay left South Africa and moved to the United States of America. Like many families starting over in a new country, they arrived carrying both excitement and uncertainty. It meant leaving behind family and what was familiar to them, leaving behind the place Lindani had called home his entire life. But it also meant opportunity, the possibility of building something new. So the family settled in the state of Florida before moving to Colorado. While Lindsay worked, Lindani focused heavily on raising the children. At the same time, he was also playing rugby socially while waiting for the next chapter of his own career to begin. Then, in 2021, the family moved again, this time to Hawaii, the island state of the United States of America. For Lindsay, Hawaii was home. This is the place where she had grown up, the place that both of them believed the children could thrive. And for a brief moment, it seemed as though everything was finally starting to come together. There were plans for the future. Lindani even had a green card interview scheduled for the following week. A green card in the U.S. is permanent residency, which is the first step before one applies for citizenship. So these were dreams that were now feeling like they were within reach. On the morning of the 14th of April, 2021, Lindani woke up just like any other day. That evening, he got into his car and left home. At around 7:52 p.m., Lindsay spoke to him for the last time on the phone. He said he was coming home, but that was not to be. What happened during the next hour would become the center of an international controversy. But before we can understand what happened that night, we need to understand something else. By the time Lindani Myeni arrived in Hawaii, something had already changed inside his own body that neither he nor anyone around him knew. This would later be a part of the puzzle explaining many of the events that took place the night Lindani was killed. This video is part 1 of 2 videos. Please click on the next video to hear the rest of the story of what exactly it was that happened to Lindani before he arrived in Hawaii and what happened the night he was killed.
It's been a long time coming, but I know change is gonna